Hi, dear. I don't want you to get worried or anything, but I had to spend overnight in the hospital.
What? Are you okay? Did something happen? I'll get changed and I'll be over in a couple of minutes.
No, honey, it's fine. Really. I just had a little fall. I twisted my ankle to good heavens, but beside that, I'm perfectly fine. You don't need to come over.
Nonsense. I'll be over in a little bit. Besides, if you twisted your ankle, you need someone to take care of you.
Isn't that your mother's job?
Yeah, well, but you're both in your 60s. Maybe you both deserve a little taken care of.
I'm fine, kiddo. I swear.
Okay. I just can't help but worry. I mean, I'm not calling you old or anything, but again, you and Mom are in your 60s. Falls and sprains aren't as easy to walk off.
I've still got another couple decades in me yet. I'm sure I'll be fine.
I know, you're too stubborn to actually get hurt, but I can't help but worry. I know I'm the youngest out of all my siblings, but I want you to meet my children. I want my children to know their grandparents. So you better take good care of yourself and don't do anything strenuous.
Of course I'll be here for your kids. I may have grandchildren already, but that doesn't mean I don't want to see all of my grandchildren from all of my children.
Then I guess you better let me come and take care of you and Mom then. I promise I won't stay too long. Just long enough to annoy you both and to take care of you.
I suppose that if you want to stay this weekend, you can.
Yay! Thank you, Dad. This weekend, all you and Mom will need to do is sit back and relax.
We're not geriatric. Well, not yet anyways.
Okay, I wasn't calling you geriatric. I just think it would also be really nice to spend some time with you both. I mean, it's been a couple of months since we really got to visit one another. Sure, we've had dinners, but I think a good visit will do everyone good.
Is that husband of yours coming along? If so, we'll need to buy more groceries.
No, I think it'll just be me, if that's all right.
Of course. I'm not going to argue for uninterrupted father-daughter time. I can bring out those old puzzles we used to do when you were younger. I know I have them somewhere in the attic.
Okay, Indiana Jones. Maybe just let me get them whenever I show up. I don't want you to have to climb the ladder to the attic.
I'm sure I'll be fine, honey.
Didn't you just say that you twisted your ankle?
Okay, you got me there. Maybe I should stay off my foot for a little bit. The doctors were being a tad dramatic, keeping me overnight. I can almost walk on it, but I think they're just keeping an eye on it because I just retired.
Exactly. If a doctor thought it was a good idea to have you watched overnight, then it's probably a good idea for me to come over. I'll stay for the weekend. Jonathan can stay home.
I don't mean to pry, love, but is everything okay between you and Jonathan? Not that I don't love getting to spend quality time with you on your own. I just know that your mother will worry if you show up without your husband. And so will I.
It's okay. We're fine. I mean, I'd be lying if I said that this weekend spent taking care of you and Mom wasn't also for me to take a break as well.
What's going on, honey?
It's okay. We don't need to talk about it.
Well, no, I kind of need to know. Especially if it's upsetting you enough that you don't want to talk to your old man about it.
Fine, you got me there. It's nothing too alarming or anything. We've just been fighting a lot.
I hope just arguing.
Yes, of course. If there was anything more serious, I would have come to you a long time ago.
I'm glad to hear that. You can always count on me, you know, kiddo?
Yes, Dad, I know. It's just that money's been a bit tight lately since Jonathan's hours were cut back at his job.
His hours were cut back? Why?
We don't actually know why. He tried to get a straight answer from his employer, but they're being very tight-lipped about the reason why.
You don't think the company is failing, do you?
We seriously hope not. Or else it's 11 years down the drain for his career. Anyways, because things have been a little bit tight, we've just been arguing a lot more. It's been about stupid things, and it hasn't devolved into screaming matches yet. He just thinks I'm not doing enough to help around the house.
What? Besides having your amazing job at the law firm? And also volunteering at the food bank? He wants you to do more?
Basically, he wants me to give up the food bank in order to secure another job. Nothing too hard, but just something to bring in an extra bit of income.
Okay, why can't he get another job? If his company is going under, it's best to get out now and go to find a different company. 11 years at one job is a great look for any application.
Yeah, I just think he's not ready to give up on this job yet. He really believes in the company and what he can do for our future. He's convinced it's just a rough patch and that he'll get back his hours and maybe even a promotion within the next couple of months. But until then, he wants me to get a second job to help support us.
Well, you know what I have to say about all of that.
I know. I don't want to get a second job either, but I also hate having to ask you for money.
Well, kiddo, it's not like I can't afford it.
I know, but I want to be self-sufficient and a true adult. I mean, what person in their 30s has to ask their parents to help them out with money?
A lot more people than you think. And they ask even when their parent isn't the owner of a several million a year company.
I just really wanted to figure it out on my own.
I know you did. I raised you to be confident and self-sufficient. But if this is causing a rift in your marriage, then it's best just to come and ask me for help, don't you think?
Yeah, I suppose.
We can talk about it more when you come over this weekend. Your mother and I would be happy to host you. You can come today if you want.
No, I should explain everything to Jonathan, and then I'll be there sometime tomorrow evening.
Sounds perfect. I can't wait to see you, kiddo. And I know your mom will be even more excited than I am.
Yay! I'm actually pretty excited. I might be half trying to escape another fight with my husband, but I am also just excited to spend time with you both again.
I know that, sweetie. We'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Okay. Love you, Dad.
Love you too, sweetie.
Hi, Abraham. I'm sorry to hear that you ended up in the hospital.
Oh, hi, Jonathan. It was nothing much, honestly. I'm fine. But the doctor did order me to stay off my foot for a while, which is why Amy is being so helpful. Did you need to talk to her? I can get her on the phone with you.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
How have you been, Abraham?
You mean besides falling and twisting my ankle? Good, I guess.
How's business going?
Good, I suppose. I'm not super active in the company anymore, but I'm sure they would tell me if anything was going wrong.
Yeah, you're so right. They would have to tell the big boss man, wouldn't they?
So I assume that Amy told you that I actually own the company I worked for all these years.
Yeah, she did mention something about that. I just can't believe I didn't realize that you were rich all of these years. I've been married to your daughter for what, 5 years now?
Yeah. You can't blame her, though. I always encouraged my children not to brag about our family being well off. I also taught her never to rely on me for money. Outside of my will, of course. I think that's why it never occurred to her to ask me for help.
So, has Amy been telling everyone of our financial struggles?
No, of course not. I was just concerned about her, and she might have mentioned that you were going through a bit of a rough patch at the moment. Again, I'm only too happy to help. I can definitely afford it, so it's no burden to me.
Yeah, I have to admit, it was really a surprise when Amy mentioned that you were going to help us out. I really appreciate it. But I think the most surprising thing was when she mentioned that your family was a lot more well off than I was led to believe.
I don't think she meant anything malicious by it. It's just what I've taught her all these years. I've never wanted anyone using her for her money or for her to get all spoiled about it.
No, of course not. I completely understand. I guess I just think that it would have been nice to know all of this after I'd married her. I mean, I've been so stressed about money and ensuring that we have a good future when we've always been set up to have a good future.
Oh, son, don't get confused. The money in my will is going to Amy, and it is only for Amy.
What?
Yeah, it's in my will that the money that goes to each of the children is to be deposited into a separate account from any spouse or partner they have.
Why would you do that?
Well, you have to understand that being as well off as we are, I just had to ensure my children's happiness. After I'm gone, I can't really help them if their spouses run off with their money.
Surely you don't think I would ever do that?
Jonathan, I've been around a lot longer than you, and having money is not a new concept to me. Money does funny things to people.
If I'm being completely honest, Abraham, I don't think that's very fair of you.
What do you mean?
It's not fair for you to assume that I'm going to leave Amy the minute she gets her will money. And it's also not fair to not leave anything to me. I'm your son-in-law.
Yeah, but you're not my kid.
I thought you always saw me as a son. That's what you told me.
I do see you as a son. but I have to look out for my children and wife.
So you're just gonna leave me out in the cold?
Yes, and I expect that if you're a decent man, you won't ask me about this again.
I'm just curious. This is all a lot to understand and be okay with. First, I hear that my wife's family is a lot richer than most people, and then there's a will where money is to be distributed among the family. I've just been trying to understand it all.
Okay, I know that you mean no harm.
You know I would do anything for you, Abraham. I see you as my true father, not my biological father. He may still be in my life, but I've always felt more of a kinship with you.
Okay, that's nice. Well, I better be going.
Is there anything that you need? I know that Amy is at your house already, but I can run and grab you anything you need. In fact, you don't even need to open your wallet. I'll pay for it. You've done so much for your family. I think it's time for your family to do things for you, don't you think?
Well, I suppose that's why Amy is over here now, taking care of us. We're just fine. It's okay.
Just let me know if you need anything. And I mean anything. It can be under the table. I won't judge.
I really should get going. I think lunch is ready.
For sure. I won't keep you. You're a busy man.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, know that I love and appreciate you like my own father.
Okay, thank you. That's a very nice sentiment. Hi, sweetie, is everything okay? I noticed that this morning you seemed a little bit quiet.
Oh, you noticed that?
It was kind of hard not to notice. You're usually a chatterbox, but your mother and I couldn't get one sentence out of you this morning while you were cooking breakfast.
I'm sorry. I know I'm supposed to be here helping you out. I'll do better.
What? No, that's not what I meant. I just wanted to check in and make sure that you're okay.
I'm good. I'm very good.
Now tell me why I don't believe that. Not for a second.
Okay, I can't really lie to you. You know me too well.
That's damn right. Now tell me what's bothering you, kiddo. Your mother and I are worried.
Well, you know that I wanted to help you out this weekend, right? But I also wanted to escape the arguments at my own house.
Yeah?
Well, the arguments never really stopped.
You're kidding. Are you fighting over the phone?
Yeah, and I guess it's really getting on my nerves. I don't know what to do, Dad. I tried to talk him down and say that I didn't know it was such a big deal that we were wealthy.
Is he making it a big deal that we're wealthy?
Yeah, kind of. I don't really know what's going on with him, but it's like a switch flipped, and now he's trying to find out everything he can about our family. He's convinced that I'm holding a lot more back from him, and being secretive.
All because you didn't let him know the full extent of our family's bank account?
Yeah, he's blaming me for his stress for the last couple of months. Even in the last couple of years. I guess he's just really mad that I didn't tell him. He's always been stressed out about our future, and he said that I didn't tell him we were sitting on a gold mine.
Well, you're not sitting on a gold mine. At least he isn't.
I know. I guess that's also why I didn't want to tell him. I knew that your will only had us children listed as your beneficiaries, not our spouses. And I know that you want to see some money for our future. I didn't know how well he would take that, so I guess I just never told him. Although I'm very much regretting that now.
Is the fighting really that bad? What is he saying?
He's not saying anything too terrible. I guess he's just blaming me for a lot of things. He's also being really weird and asking a lot of questions about our family.
He is?
Yeah, I can see why you always told us not to tell a lot of people about our wealth. I know you raised us to be humble and grateful for everything that we do have, but I never understood why we had to hide how wealthy we are.
Well, I've been around the block, kiddo. I know how weird people get whenever there's money involved. I've had to deal with it time and time again, especially considering that I wanted us to stay in a more suburban area rather than go off into the rich side of the city. I thought it would be better for you all to grow up with people who are humble and hard workers, rather than spoiled rich kids who've only known privilege and aren't expected to know anything else.
I know. I'm not mad at you for it. At all. I mean, I don't think I would be doing the good work I'm doing now if it wasn't for that fact. I probably would have been one of those rich, spoiled kids. And I am so grateful that you did raise us the way that you did. I guess this whole thing is like a cold bucket of water and I'm being woken up. I always thought that my husband wouldn't react in that way. Like I would find someone who would not care about money or status or anything like that. I really thought Jonathan was like that.
I know, sweetie, and I'm sorry. This must be really hard for you.
Yeah, it is. He's just being really mean about everything. And he's also demanding I tell him everything there is to know about you.
About me? Why is that?
I don't know why. It just keeps asking me about the business and your favorite things. He's basically interviewing me about every detail of our family. He's convinced I'm holding things back from him. I'm getting so sick and tired of it. And he won't stop asking about the will. I think that's the thing that's angering me the most. Dad, I don't know what to do. If I'm being completely honest, this is how it's been for the last 6 months. But his losing his hours a couple of months ago put an even bigger wedge between us. He's got it only worse.
I hate to tell you this, but I think that him finding out about our money is only going to make him even worse.
How do you mean?
Well, he's also been texting me.
What?
Yeah, I told him about the whole any money I leave to my children is being deposited into separate accounts from their spouses and is entirely in your care.
So that's how he knew. I was wondering. And now I see why you did what you did. I'm honestly thankful for it.
And you know our other family policy, don't you?
Yeah, but I don't even think I need it as an excuse to divorce him. It's been bad for a while, and I should just be honest with myself. I keep telling myself that it's just stress. But now that it's gone on this long, I have to admit that it's probably just him as a person. I don't want to believe it because he was so nice at the beginning of our relationship. But as you said, money does weird things to a person.
Exactly. I'm sorry, honey. Do you need me to call the lawyers?
Yeah, that's probably best. Thank God you made me sign a prenup.
I hate to tell you this, but sometimes your old man does know what's best.
Thank you, Dad.
You can stay here with us while all of this is going on. Your mother and I actually love having you around. It's been so nice. The house has been pretty quiet after all of you kids moved out.
Such empty nesters.
Maybe so, but that just means we love our kids.
Yes, I know. I love you too, Dad.
I'll get those papers drawn up today and sent over.
Thank you. I think I'm going to take Mom to the spa. We deserve it.
I think that's a great idea, honey.
Abraham, I just heard this song from the Eagles and it made me think of you. I heard there's this really good pasta kitchen downtown. I should take you sometime. Have you considered where you're going to retire? I heard that Belize is a lovely place to retire. We should catch a baseball game, don't you think? I heard that you were a fan of baseball.
No, I don't think I'd like to catch a baseball game.
So you don't like baseball? Sorry. I had it on what I thought was good authority that you liked baseball. I'll have to tell my sources that they were very wrong.
Let me guess, Amy was the one telling you that.
Yeah, I thought she would know you a little bit better. But I'll give her a stern talking to so that she gets to know you better. Honestly, kids these days, hey? They just do not care about their parents' interests at all.
And what exactly is it that you're interested in?
What do you mean?
I mean, why are you suddenly texting me like you're my friend or something?
What? A son-in-law can't get to know his father-in-law? I thought it was time that we started to really bond. Your whole stint in the hospital has made me realize how much I care about you.
Oh, really? It has nothing to do with the fact that I ended up in the hospital overnight and it made you think about the will that could soon be yours?
What? Of course not. What kind of person do you take me for?
I've been talking to Amy.
What? I don't know what she told you, but she's obviously lying. I hate to tell you this, Abraham, but your daughter has a serious problem with lying and manipulation. She's obviously trying to get you to hate me or whatever.
Okay, that's enough. You don't get to talk to my daughter like that.
Oh, really? She's my wife. I can talk about her any way I please.
Stop with the whole charade. I know that you're just trying to get on my good side because you think it will make me write you into my will.
Would that really be a bad thing? I mean, considering how well off your family is, what's a few $100,000? Or maybe even $1 million or $2 million? I'm not picky.
I'm not writing you into my will.
Why not?
Because I was never going to, no matter what squawking or brown-nosing you were planning on doing. I was never going to write you into the will. It's our family policy. We have a couple of them.
Family policy?
Yeah, and you haven't even heard of the best one.
That's ridiculous. Am I not the best son-in-law that you have? Isn't Amy amazingly happy with me?
Not from what she told me.
I don't know what she told you, but she's obviously lying. She's a lying little rat. Write me into your will. Then we can all be done with this. It's not like you're going to miss the money.
What did you just say?
It's not like you can take the money with you when you die. Just sign the stupid papers already.
Why don't you sign the divorce papers my daughter is giving you?
What? What divorce papers? Amy wouldn't dare leave me.
Actually, it was her idea to leave you. She's been thinking about it for some time. That's even before I reminded her of our family policy, where if a spouse becomes suddenly obsessed with the will, my kids are to divorce them.
What? You can't just force your kids to divorce someone. Amy and I are very happy. She's going to be miserable without me.
It's for their safety. They need to divorce them, but that doesn't mean they have to separate. They just can't be married to them anymore. That way, their spouse has no claim to any of their money. And as I said, Amy was already thinking about it before I reminded her. I just sent them off with a personal carrier. I suggest that you sign them quietly, or else I can make your life very hard.
What does that mean?
Well, the company you work for is going under, isn't it? How nice would it be if someone were to swoop in and save them? Someone like me. But I would need to take a serious reevaluation of their staff, if you catch my drift.
You wouldn't dare.
Quietly divorce my daughter, and I'll make sure your company doesn't go under. Again, it's no skin off my back. But if you contact her or say one more rude thing about her, I'll buy your company and fire you before you can even say baseball.
Okay, fine. Why would I want to be a part of your psycho family anyways?
Goodbye, Jonathan. Jonathan did sign the divorce papers quietly. He sent them back the next day, and Amy cried with relief. Of course, I sent someone over to pick up her things, and now we're looking for a new place for her to live. However, by the time the divorce went through, his company had already gone under. He was laid off. He tried to sue me, but we didn't have any contracts in place or anything. Besides, I can't help that some rich benefactor boosted the sales and clientele of their rival company.